Hi, I'm Alan Mottram, course manager for the Forest and Arb 2-year course at Reaseheath College. We cover a number of topics on the course. We're doing pest and diseases, tree science, soil science, machinery, and we also do obviously climbing for pruning and chainsaw work. Just going to run through some of the climbing gear which you potentially could use on the course. Not going to go too much into detail because a bit of knowledge is sometimes very dangerous in this industry. So we're just going to go through a few bits of the ropes, the equipment, carabiners, and just move on from there. So obviously before we start, you're going to have some kind of a harness. They are tree harnesses, they're not rock climbing harnesses. You have to have what's called what these are called D-rings. You have leg loops and a bridge. Now they're all different again, so don't just go out and buy any type of harness. It's best doing a course, researching and looking at the best harness for yourself. They're all different shapes and sizes and you need to be comfortable in the harness. Okay, the carabiners we can use are three-way carabiners, so they're not the old screw gates like you see in rock climbing. These are three-way carabiners where you have to have 3 different movements to open a carabiner. Again, this is for safety under the LOLA regulations, lifting operations, lifting equipment regulations, which brings everything into health and safety regulations. Looking at the ropes, you have ropes in the tree. These are for the anchoring in the tree, and these new regulations going around at the moment, and they're just fine-tuning it where you're going to have 2 ropes and 2 anchor points for added safety in case one of the anchor points, the anchor point is where the rope goes over the branch to give you tied on. Okay, so we have splice tie, and also you'll be learning different types of knots, bow lines, figure of 8s and prusset knots. This is a splice tie, so the carabiner will go straight on there. Another connection we have is called a split tail, and we're just going to tie a blake stitch on this one. And again, all these are done on the course as part of the course, and we don't just get you to do it once and then fire up at the top of the tree. We have instructors coming in, qualified instructors who will do this step by step, and we will just make sure all the knots are correct before we even start leaving the ground. Okay, so there's a blake stitch, and we're going to do a nice figure of 8 at the end, which is called a stopper knot. And then what happens then with one of the carabiners, 3-way carabiner, that will clip onto there, that'll clip onto there, and then once you're in your harness connects onto that, and then that takes your weight, and then to come down you can do that. So I can put the harness on later on just to show you how that works. You move up the tree, and when you start doing changeovers, this is where your second line, or what's called a lanyard, will come involved. So the lanyard can go around the tree and connect to your side D-rings. Other equipment we have is moving on to kind of more stuff which you have to get, once you've learned your basics, you can move on to mechanical devices. This is called a zigzag, and all it is make everything a bit more easier to come down. Exactly the same as a knot system, a friction hitch, but it's more mechanical. Okay, like I mentioned before, you've got a friction hitch. So how this works, as soon as you put any weight on the tree, on the friction hitch, put your weight in it, and you can see it's nicely working. Okay, so I'm just going to slightly go off the ground slightly, and just going to put this out. Like I say, these new regulations are coming in where we're going to have a second anchor point on the second attachment. So all we're going to do is go up a bit, show exactly how it works, put a bit of weight on on your harness, pull up, slide the knot up, pull up, slide the knot up. Okay, and then this one's nice and easy, you just pull that up. And the whole point of this is that you've just got two anchor points, just in case one decides to not work properly, you've got a backup system. And then when you're moving out onto the end of the branch, you do have an extra sideline if you need it, that to support you, just to stop that sideways movement. Okay, so coming down, exactly the same. Disconnect any carabiners you don't need, just to give you mobility, and then all you do is slide the knot down and it lowers you. With the mechanical one, you do exactly the same. and down you come nice and easy. If you're going too fast, you just let go of everything and it tightens up. So all these different types of techniques of climbing, different knots, different carabiners, different techniques of climbing will all be learnt on the 2-year course at Reaseheath College, the Forest and Arb. Thank you very much.